Hi guys, it's Casey and welcome back to the start of another weekly reading vlog. So today is Sunday, August 15th. I have literally just finished filming my mid-month wrap-up and I wanted to go ahead and start this vlog while I had the face done and the lighting up and everything ready to go. But I wanted to go ahead and talk about what my plans are as far as reading goes this week. So the main thing I'm going to be working on this week is Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. This is the third book in the Stormlight archive. I started this early to middle of last week and I am on page 554. My goal is to finish this by maybe Friday because I would like to read kind of one part a day, including today. That would get me done on Wednesday, but I probably won't be able to do a whole part every single day, so I'm gonna say Thursday or Friday. So there should be at least one other book in this vlog, but this is gonna be a lot of Oathbringer content. The other thing I'm working on is a book for a themed TBR reading vlog video that's coming out in early September, but I am 186 pages into it. I do need to finish this book by Thursday. So I will also be reading that. Main focus is to get through Oathbringer and then we'll probably roll some more dice to see what I read next. Maybe someday this week I'll actually start breaking down all of the boxes, but today is not that day. So it is Monday afternoon and I have had a very productive morning. I got up, I went on a run, then I did some work for the class I'm going to be teaching for a couple of hours, and then I went into the other office I'm going to be working at and started working on learning their online system and filling out paperwork and stuff like that. So I just got home from that and I'm making pizza rolls like a professional adult. Last night I read lots of Oathbringer. I did not finish part 3 because that was kind of ambitious, but I did read 200 pages. So I got to page 753, so just under 200 pages yesterday. And I am enjoying this. There is some interesting stuff going on from Shalon's perspective as she is going through it. She's having a time. But the really interesting thing that we got in this chunk that I read last night was we got some more, and this is not spoilery, but we got some questions answered about Dalinar's backstory that was intense. It ended up being kind of a lot and I wasn't really expecting that. I don't know why, but I wasn't. It was good, but it was a lot. So I finished that section. If you've read this, you probably have some idea what I'm talking about. Like, major questions in his backstory were kind of answered, and about this far through the book, it was yeah. But I decided that that was a decent stopping place last night because it was getting kind of late. I might have been able to push through to the end, but that I really just kind of wanted to stop and process that and sit on that information that we got and then come in today ready to go. So my plan for today is to at least finish part 3. Part 3 ends on page 828 and I'm on 753, so I can easily do that today. That is the bare minimum. I'd like to get a decent chunk into part 4, but I also might take the opportunity to finish out mystery book that I'm still working on that's going in a different video that's coming out in the middle of September. So, and I'm definitely gonna finish this week, so I am looking forward to it. Hell yeah. Hello, it is Tuesday evening. I have had a little bit of a rough day. Nothing really bad happened. I just got kind of overwhelmed by everything. I got up, I had to do some paperwork, government form type things for my new job. And then I had kind of my first-ish day on the job. It was only a couple of hours. And then I went to the library and started working on prepping some of my class, and there's a lot of unknowns going on right now, so it was just a lot of stress had built up. And then after I got home for the day, I just kind of crashed and felt very overwhelmed. I went to get myself a coffee, immediately spilled it on my nice dress pants, and then was like, okay, we're done for the day. We're calling it. So I am going to try to have a relaxing self-care evening. I'm gonna do all the stereotypical self-care things. I'm gonna take a bath, do a face mask, drink some tea, light a candle. We're gonna do all the things and see if any of them actually work. But let's talk about Oathbringer. So I read Oathbringer last night and a little bit this morning. I finished part 3 and oh boy, part 3 was a doozy. Part 3 ended so dramatically that I did not want to put it down despite the fact that it was like late last night, so I ended up going through and reading like the interludes between the parts anyway. I usually stop right after the part ends and then pick up on the interludes, but I did not want to put it down. I did not allow myself to continue into part 4 though, or I just would not have gone to bed. I've read a little bit more and I see you, connections to Warbreaker. I'm aware, I noticed. Not that they're subtle, but you know. Now I'm on page 906. We're making really good progress. I just like to show the physical progress in this book because it's so much, it's so visible. Oathbringer is not a book I'm gonna be able to read in the bath because it's too heavy, and with my luck, I would drop it and ruin it. So we're gonna take a break from reading to decompress and self-care, and then after I'm done with all of that, I'm probably gonna read Oathbringer until I go to sleep. I am having such a good time with this book. I want to just read through straight to the end now. I feel like a lot of Sanderson books have this, or there's just like this avalanche towards the end, and this one is no exception. I'm so invested in this story. So can't you tell I'm super high energy right now? Chill for tonight, get some reading done, and hope that tomorrow I'm able to be productive without overwhelming myself like I did today. Whoops. Also, maybe I shouldn't have completely backlit myself, but you know, things happen. Now early Thursday afternoon. I spent this morning, loudest bug in history. Okay, so it is now early Thursday afternoon. I've done 2 important things today. 1, I finished editing my mid-month wrap-up, so that should just go up. And 2, I finished Oathbringer. I'm done with it. It was so good. I really love the Stormlight archive. I think it is probably one of my favorite fantasy series of all time, if not #1. Like, it's in the top couple for sure. I really love it. Like I kind of alluded to earlier, this one didn't have as much of a plot as some of the other ones, or the plot was a lot slower. We did get some really interesting like world building and like lore revelations towards the end especially, and then the last like 100 pages was just intense. It was a lot. I really loved this though. Like I've said before, I just absolutely adore these characters. I almost just want to go on and read Rhythm of War right away, but we're gonna pace it out a little bit. And also that book is huge and I can't do them back to back. So, mission accomplished. I read Oathbringer. So now it's time to pick the next book. So I'm gonna do this like I did last week, where I'm gonna have a stack and then I'm gonna roll a die to pick which of the stack that I actually read. So the last time I did this, I had 4, so I rolled a d4. So I'm gonna just add 1 to the stack so that I'm always choosing from at least 4. And then at the beginning of the month, obviously I'll have 6 since that will be my TBR. Because I just don't like the idea of only picking between 3. It's not as exciting. Especially since none of these are ones I like have to read anymore. So we have the 3 that I had to choose from last week, so I'll just run through them real quick. The first one is Princess Jellyfish, which is a manga. The second one is The Library Book, which is a non-fiction book about the Los Angeles library fires. The third one is Jade War, which is the second book in the Greenbone saga. And the fourth book, which I'm going to be adding, is going to be Malice by John Gwynne. This is kind of a long one to be adding on, and I should probably pick another short one to give like a palate cleanser after Oathbringer, but I really have been wanting to read this. Something completely inconsequential that bugs me about this though is I got this used, which is totally fine, but it's the Tor publishing edition, so it's shorter, like height-wise, than most people's copies. I feel like the later ones and the reprints of this are published by Orbit, and Orbit has like the best paperbacks because they're tall and they're super floppy, and this is not it. This is the stack we're choosing between. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's roll. This is the die we're using this time. I have too many dice. That's a 2. So next I will be reading Princess Jellyfish by Akiko Higashimura, which is probably best because Oathbringer was so long. This will be like, since it's a manga, it won't take me very long to read, so that'll be a nice little break between some of the big ones. But then after this, I'm just gonna roll again. Like, we're just gonna keep rolling, and I love it. I got bubble tea. Haha. Okay, so it is Friday afternoon. This morning I finished my book for the other video I was supposed to read, and then I also finished Princess Jellyfish Volume 1, and I really enjoyed it, so I actually went straight to the library and picked up volumes 2 and 3 just immediately, so I don't have 1 anymore because I turned it back in. But I can't remember if I said what this one was about. So this is a manga about this girl who lives with this other group of girls, and they're all like shut-ins, they don't really speak to anyone, and they all have really specific interests. So like our main character is really obsessed with jellyfish, but all of the women who live in this house don't speak to outside stylish people, as they call them. They don't interact with men at all, like they're total shut-ins. One day our main character is out near a pet store looking at the jellyfish, but she sees the jellyfish that she's been coming to look at for a while is put into a tank with another one, and apparently these species can't live together or the first one's going to die. So she has to like get up the courage to say something to the manager about it, and she tries to do that and she ultimately fails. And then an incredibly stylish woman passing by stands up for her, and they end up buying the jellyfish and taking it back to her house. Much to our main character's chagrin, the woman ends up staying the night, and it turns out that it was actually a man who likes to cross-dress. Basically, the story is a rom-com slice of life manga about these two kind of learning from each other and him teaching her how to like be more social and stand up for herself and things like that. And it's so cute and it's ridiculous and way over the top, but I really liked the first volume. If I'm remembering right, the anime that I watched in high school ended at the same spot that first volume did. So anything from here on out is gonna be new, and I'm very excited. So this morning I went to the library, picked up those 2 volumes, and then I went on campus and worked for several hours. I basically finished, or very close to finished, prepping my class, so we are almost ready. And then I got bubble tea as a reward, and I'm very happy about it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to read tonight because I am doing a watch party with some friends over Discord, so not sure if I'm gonna have time, but I really wanna know what I'm picking. So it's the same stack as last time with Malice, the library book, and Jade War. I'm just adding Princess Jellyfish Volume 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll a d4 like before. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 4. So that's Jade War. So it looks like next I'm going to be reading Jade War by Fonda Lee. This is the second book in the Greenbone saga. I am excited to read the second volume, partially because I think Jade Legacy, the third one, and final one I think, comes out in November. And I'm hoping to read that like right after it comes out. So I'm going to start Jade War probably tonight, but I don't know how far I'll have time to get. Maybe one time I'll find a spot to film that doesn't have boxes in the corner. Okay, it is Saturday evening, and I have to apologize to all of you because I lied to you. I decided that the dice have no power over me, and instead I did not want to read Jade War just yet. What really happened was last night I didn't get a chance to read, so I knew I was only going to be able to read for a couple hours today, and I decided that starting Jade War and getting at most 200 pages in, probably closer to 100, and then having to end the vlog here was not really something I wanted to do. Plus, I was still really feeling reading more of Princess Jellyfish. So instead, today I read Princess Jellyfish Volume 2. I started on Volume 3, but I did not completely finish it. I believe I will finish it tonight, like while I'm in bed. These are just so cute and so fun, but the second volume had all of the charm that the first one still did. I think I said that the anime ended in the previous one. I'm actually not sure that that's true because some of this seemed familiar, but I'm not sure if I'm just remembering things incorrectly or what. But this was so cute, and these are actually kind of chunky manga. Like this is, because it's 2 of the volumes bound up into one, so it's like 12 different issues basically. This took me longer to read than I expected it to, but I just have so much fun with this. It's so cute. And as much as like sci-fi fantasy is a great escapism thing for me, honestly, this was the kind of escapism that I needed right now. This was so cute. It was so sweet. I will probably read Volume 3 right before I go to sleep tonight. This was a pretty successful reading week as well, and my plan is to start off the next vlog, start off tomorrow morning, reading Jade War. So I do still intend to read that next. This week was entirely just Oathbringer and cute manga. But I think that's going to be the end of this vlog. If you guys want to keep up with what I'm reading, I have a link to my Goodreads down in the description below. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time.